Okay, so you may recall that recently you started learning A and B assignment, and you completed the first part of that where you'd written about the features of static websites and dynamic websites. Now what we have done is we've skipped the next bit of this assignment in lessons so that you can now start focusing on planning, designing and actually creating your website. Which does mean, however, we're going to have to come back to this second part of this assignment that we've skipped and complete it over a number of homeworks. So this second part of the assignment is getting you to carry out a little bit of research into what's called the technical and creative considerations when designing a website. Now this is the assignment page, which is also in your folders, and it goes through a list of things that you should write about in the second part of your report about what you should consider when creating a website in terms of its technical features and its design features. Now what we have done is we have put together this report template for you to use. Now whether you choose to use this is entirely up to you. You may decide to use it in a different format, but what this does do is allow you to understand the best approach and helps you to research all the different features in the right order. Now for this first part of the homework, we're going to ask you to focus on just these three parts here. So you will need to carry out a little bit of research, and we have put together some resources for you to help you, and write for each of these headings what considerations need to be made in terms of file management, web page structure and viewing web page code when you're creating a website. To help you write about these three features, we have put this PDF together for you. So in the assignment, if you were to take a look and open that up, here we go, and you can see you've got some written information there that will help you start writing the first part of these reports. So on the first page it does go through what file management is and why that is important to get that right when designing a web page. If you go on to the next page, it goes through what the basic web page structure is and what the basic HTML tags are that are used in web page structure. And then the final part of this page just very briefly talks about how you can view web page code, and just gets you thinking about what to consider when you know that any user can actually right click and choose view source code and would actually be able to see the code within your web page, and why that is something that you'll need to bear in mind when designing a web page. So for homework, what you need to do is under each of these headings write about, for example, what file management is in terms of website design, why it is important to get that right, and what you need to consider when arranging your file management and arranging your files and folders. Web page structure is where you will talk about or write about the basic structure of a web page and what the tags HTML, head, body and title tags, what do they do, how do they set out the basic structure of a web page. And then under viewing web page code, this is where you'll write about how easy it is for people to view the HTML code of your web page and why that is something important to bear in mind when you design your website. For example, you might write about how then it might be important to make the code tidy and well presented so that people who look at your code consider it to be more professional. Also added a number of videos on the assignment as well, which you should take a look at, which will also help you write about a number of things under each of these headings.